Hello everyone, normally I'd be playing the KOF 15 beta, but unfortunately, the beta has a PS Plus glitch. Instead of playing KOF like I normally would if the beta didn't have the glitch, we're gonna be reacting to Multiversus. I couldn't talk about it because Warner Brothers would actually DMCA people who talk about it. In fact, HBox made a video on it, and his video got DMCA'd really quickly. Like, I think mere minutes after it was published. It was the game that I got my eyes on since the very beginning, but now I can finally talk about it. So let's go through the overview trailer here.
Hi, I'm Tony, the game director and co-founder here at Player First Games.
I might as well mention some of the leaks now that this game is officially revealed and officially, in existence. The first rumor suggested that this game will be made by NetherRealms. And then a bunch of people from the industry in the know said, oh yeah, this game exists, but it's not NetherRealms.
About 2 years ago, we had a question. Can we create a platform fighter that embodies everything we love about the genre, removes the pain points, and brings in some new ideas?
So, new ideas. So, when the leaks were happening, one of the things I wanted was for the game to be unique. There was a time where platform fighters were being published on Steam and the eShop and stuff like that, maybe the Xbox store. Their main selling point was that it's a platform fighter with wave dashing. Because this was at a time where Nintendo was not supporting tournaments, they didn't want to make a sequel to Melee, the moment-to-moment gameplay was not that good, to the point where people modded Brawl and they called it Project M. But now we're in this era where there are so many games that have wave dashing put into it. Rivals of Aether, Rushdown Revolt, Here's Framemakers, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, all have wave dashing, right? Wave dashing is a really good movement option, but now it's not something you can use as a selling point anymore, because everyone's doing it. So my hope going into this game is that have wave dashing, but also have something else to go with it. Nickelodeon has an 8-way air dash and a different defensive option. Rivals has a parry-only defensive option. Framemakers has an assist system similar to Marvel 1, where you have a handful of characters playable, but also several characters that are only available as assists. So for this game, the priority is 2v2s. Essentially, doubles will be the main focus of the game, and characters will have moves or special moves that will probably not work in a 1v1 scenario, but will definitely work in a 2v2 scenario. The developers of this game are very lucky that they're working with Warner Brothers, because hold on, let me Google their list of subsidiaries real quick. So the term ever expanding is interesting because through Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, DC Comics, Hanna-Barbera, New Line, Turner Entertainment, WB Interactive, WB Pictures, WB Television, WB Games, Mortal Kombat, and WB Japan, which includes a certain Magic Index and JoJo, they own over 100 IPs. So there are so many characters they can pull from. Obviously, some characters are going to be harder to get than others. I don't expect JoJo to be in the game, but just their American IPs alone, they can tap into so much. Imagine this game's roster year 3.
And free to play.
Free to play is a big thing. Let me say this. The question, will fighting games be free to play, has been an important question ever since Street Fighter V. The game never had a satisfactory launch, but even after years and years of improvement, the game apparently peaked in popularity when it was the PlayStation Plus Game of the Month. You could download it if you had a PlayStation Plus subscription, and the player base apparently peaked. It was the most people were playing Street Fighter V since the game came out. So it kind of feeds into the question, can a big, not necessarily big budget, but a recognizable fighting game survive in a free-to-play environment, especially since every big fighting game was sold at, $60 every time. Take a look at Halo. Multiplayer was always a pack-in title, so you had to buy the campaign and then multiplayer would be on the disc. But now, when you buy the game, you only get the campaign. The multiplayer is a free-to-play client now, and it's the most played shooter this year, especially since Call of Duty and Battlefield are lacking in several areas. It's 15 minutes on OBS, and I'm only 39 seconds into the video. I've been gone on such a tangent. Alright, let's not waste any more time.
Everything is better with your friends, and that's a bond we want to emphasize across our modes, especially in 2v2.
So alright, here's the important thing about the game. Every character has unique moves that focus on team play, and I'll show a few examples.
Whether that's a smoke bomb,
A smoke bomb,
Batman to cover your team's movement, back that out. Steven shielding his ally for extra defense.
Need a shield?
Saving someone with a lasso tree. Or using Bugs Bunny's tunnel.
oh yeah, so the thing about some of the multiplayer, like, support tools is that your teammates can use it, but not your opponent. And an example that the leak mentioned was a portal gun for a character I'm not gonna say will shoot portals at 2 different walls, and your ally can use it as well, but not your opponent. Backgrounds are pretty too. This seems like the default stage of the game. Like, you have the Wonder Woman statue, and then an Acme crate. And then you have the Batcave, which is specifically Batman. The character models look great. Obviously, I don't think there's a lot of budget that went into this. Leaks said that the game looked cheap, but honestly, the art style does a lot of the lifting to make each character, like, look as good as they can with such limitations.
Through visuals, their worlds.
Oh my god. So, I don't watch Adventure Time. I only know that Jake is a dog that can shapeshift. That's a busted recovery. Because not only can you stretch yourself to grab the ledge, but also you can use it to deny other characters from getting back on the ledge.
That's why iconic voice talent powers many of our characters, like Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Yeah, and not only do the characters look good, but also they have their original voice actors, or at least like iconic voice actors to power the roles. That's really good as well. And people say it's a jab at Nickelodeon for not having voices. I don't think so. That's something you have to consider from the start of development. This game looks like it probably took longer to make than Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So I don't think this is not a jab at Nickelodeon like Twitter thinks it is.
We're excited to show you our takes on characters from Tom and Jerry to Arya Stark.
Not today.
Right, Arya Stark. That's like the weird character, or not a weird character, but like a weird inclusion. Having Batman versus Bugs Bunny versus Scooby-Doo is fine, but then you have Arya Stark from Game of Thrones.
What about lag affecting our inputs? Us too. Multiversus' goal is best in class online. We're investing a lot into making the most responsive gameplay and code, in addition to dedicated servers from day one.
Now, servers is an issue. So the problem with servers is that, obviously, instead of connecting to each player, you have to connect to the server to play. The problem with that is that this would mean not everyone gets to play the game. With peer-to-peer, you just connect to the other player, and if a server is too far away from you, that means you don't get to have a fun experience playing the other guy. This was an issue with Virtua Fighter 5, which used Google Relay for its netcode instead of just pure delay-based. If you were playing near North Africa or around the Mediterranean area, the closest server was in France. So if you want to play your neighbor, the game will be laggy as fuck. It was really unplayable for people there. Rollback's nice. They confirm it's rollback. My issue is the use of servers, right? Because obviously it's a 2v2 game, you can't just have peer-to-peer, because that means like 2 people would have a good connection, and then 2 more people would have like a really bad one. Who knows what they're gonna do with this game? We just have to wait and see. Because it's free to play, that means the game will be monetized to hell and back. And that means you can have 4 different taunts, which is behind the battle pass. You can customize your blast zone explosion, which is also probably going to be monetized. You can change your costume. Huh, alright. Okay, now this is concerning. A perk system, apparently. I don't know what that is about. We have to wait and see. To me, I think it gives you specific different attributes to each move, like spirits. I hope it's not the case and everyone fights on like equal ground with all their abilities unlocked as soon as you hit Q. I just want to hit play. I don't want to deal with any like customization RPG mechanics in my fighting game. So yeah, I signed up for the beta. If I get to play the game, I'll record footage, if they allow us, that is. I hope they do. I missed out on the KOF beta, I don't want to miss out on the Multiversus beta as well.